Hi there. I'm here with my co-host Abdul Ahmad.
Hey, I just went to the Ahmad's birthday party.
Good.
Really, seriously, I went to a birthday party Saturday night for Mrs. Ahmad. But I did not wear this because...
Yeah, good thing. What'd you do, park cars?
So
right this way.
So apparently you missed the memo, though, huh?
Yeah, I did miss the memo.
Actually, I'm wearing this costume because yesterday was the Wine Lift Club costume party, and I did not win. Why would you not vote for the boss?
There are a lot of reasons. I can only think of a few, none of which I can say on the air.
Here, you can pretend to be a chef.
Thank you. Yes, we have all day for this, by the way. Okay. Oh, and who the hell was this made for?
Billy Barty.
Are you kidding?
Okay, sorry. All right, here we go. This is the classic series for November.
Yeah.
November.
Classic is what it is.
We didn't look up the 40 years ago.
No, we didn't look up the 40 years ago.
We'll look it up for the next one.
We'll look it up for the next one. There's an echo in here. Yeah.
Echo.
November.
That time, Chief.
2015. God, who would have thought that we would have lasted this long?
So our friends on Facebook and our Periscope friends. Last night I was on Periscope. Sandra was shopping at Nordstrom's for this trip we're going on the weekend. We're going to Napa to check on the 10 tons of Merlot we crushed. And we're going to see what we want to do with it next. And have you heard of Periscope?
Yeah.
So she's just buying clothes at the counter, and I turn it on, and all of a sudden she's like 5 people watching us buy a blouse.
You got to wonder, who are these 5 people, and what else do they have to do?
Going on.
Can we get on with the wine?
So this is, try that one. I'm excited about this. We tasted these yesterday. The staff, they loved them all, but this one, this is a first-time importer. We've never used them before.
Obviously, because he was such a pain in the butt to get information from.
Well,
and this is one of those classic stories. The last thing I really need is tasting notes. I can do that myself.
We figured that part out.
And then they send me stuff, and they said, well, this is what we have, and it's tasting notes. And I said, well, who owns a winery? Stuff that you guys want to read about. I figure. Well, that's all we have. And so I keep saying, no, you got to give me more than that. And, it takes like a week. And all of a sudden, they get 2 pages on a really interesting guy who owns the winery and his background and his family. I'm going, why didn't you send me this before?
Yeah, they don't know.
Anyway.
Because they got the sale. See, once they get the sale, even though they sign a contract that says in 3 days we need this information. But anyway, I thought this was gorgeous. Tempranillo.
Fabulous wine. Absolutely fabulous wine. Unbelievable buy.
For $10.
Ridiculous. Really ridiculous.
Is that English? We did this?
Ridiculous. $18.99
on the shelf.
And $7.99 a reorder price. This is dense, big, kind of imposing wine. It's really a steak wine. I think of Tempranillo as a little lighter style, kind of like a Pinot Noir or Grenache. This has got a lot of.
And this just landed here from the boat, so it's a little flatter than it's going to be. So this is going to be a little.
That's kind of like you. You look like you just landed here from the boat. You might be a little flatter than usual. You're certainly not sharper than usual, I'll tell you that. And I
took it from my dad's closet.
Your dad wore that?
Well, he was from Cairo.
Oh, well, God, I hope not.
So this is the Tempranillo 2014 from Vina, Albali, and I'm giving this a 95 for the price.
I'm doing a 96. Because I think for the price, it's unbelievable. You're
going to go first next time. It's got a classic Tempranillo nose, right?
Well, it doesn't. It almost tastes like it's got some Cabernet in there. It's really got some density to it that you don't normally get out of Tempranillo. But not that I don't like it. I think it's delicious.
From the acid levels of the finish, but that's going to soften a little bit as it sits here because it really just took a 3,000-mile trip.
I don't remember you softening up after a
have a nice trip. See you next fall. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think. Moscatel.
Okay, this is fun. First of all, it was sold to us as Moscatel.
Moscatel.
12. Argentina.
Oh.
And then it came labeled Moscatel, which is the same grape, but I kind of like the indigenous name for it. And so, when was the last time you saw a Moscatel bottle like this? Gallo? Jugs?
No.
Back in the day?
We've done some. Remember, we've done a couple of Moscatels that were absolutely delicious.
Look at this nose.
I know.
And what's interesting about this wine that I tasted last night is that the nose is so much more floral, and you almost expect it to be sweet, and it's bone dry.
Exactly. That's what's so bizarre about these wines. Moscatel in Portugal is a very highly revered dessert wine, and it's you know, and it's dark. It's like sherry. So when you see it like this, you're kind of like in a culture shock. It's like, well, what is this stuff? You know, but.
The nose is so aromatic, and then you get the flavors of the nose. You just don't get the sweet impression you might expect. The fruit impressions aren't as bright as they seem. I just think it's gorgeous.
That is absolutely delicious.
Some shellfish with this.
Just about every
Lobster.
single white grape component you can name is in this wine. You know, I mean, it's got grapes, it's got white peaches, it's got nectarines, it's got guava, it's got all kinds of stuff in there.
If you compare this for its character to, let's say, a Roussan or a Vina or something that's from America, it's $17.99 on the shelf, which you probably won't find on the shelf. You get more for $6.99.
$6.99. I would guarantee you there isn't a person on earth that likes wine that wouldn't love this. Not one. I can't think of one person that wouldn't like this wine.
Okay.
I'm giving it 100 points.
And you know
100 points.
Come on.
What are you going to rate it against? You're going to rate it against, you know, Bruno Giacosa
So
Arnaise?
prove me wrong. Huh? Is that what you're trying to say?
The wine is out of this world. It's,
it's
without
very
question
good.
the best
It is very good.
Moscatel I have ever tasted.
There you have it.
You're never going to get a Moscatel.
But
taste
was I
this
wrong that some of the stuff we stored at my dad's shop back in the day was Moscatel, right? It was the Skid Row wines. Or is that just the brand? Is that the more like the Gallo saying it's Muscatel, but it had nothing to do with it?
Exactly. That's like them saying Chianti, you know, or Chablis. You know, remember how many bottles of Chablis did your dad have in the store back in the 70s, in the 60s? You know, I mean, come on.
So we're referring to like
this wine's out of this world. Absolutely out of this
all
world.
right, I'm going to give it a 97.
Whatever.
Because 100's just, you know, 100's 100. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
You know, we did 2 Spur Ranch wines. So if you are on the regular series, red and white, you're going to get the Spur, you're going to get the Tempranillo and the Fantelli. But we also have, for alternate wines, 2 wines from the same winery. So check into these because this is somebody new we found. The stuff is great.
Phenomenal.
And the Chardonnay was incredible. I couldn't believe, I just noticed this yesterday. It's barrel fermented Chardonnay, which we're going to taste in a second.
Yeah, I know. The fact is, when you see a wine this good, that's this low in price, you figure something's going on. Somebody's probably losing money because you really can't make wine like this and sell it for that kind of price. It's just impossible.
Well, I was talking about those 10 tons that we're crushing. It's going to cost us probably $25 a bottle to make that wine.
Well, yeah, but you're going to use it to blend.
Right, but still, just to make the initial Merlot.
Oh, easily. Oh, sure. I mean, we're talking about Napa Valley juice, plus you're talking about the labor involved and everything else. Wow.
This has so much flavor.
Incredible.
Cranberry. Actually, one of the staff said cranberry yesterday, which is
Cranberry
totally
is dead on. I mean, I'd almost swear there was Cabernet Franc in here because cranberry is a very distinctive taste of Cabernet Franc, and this thing's got it.
It has it.
It's really
It's not
good.
like cranberry. It's dried cranberries in there, and it's that, you know, cranberry by itself is such an acidic berry, right? It by itself.
Well, yeah, but when you dry it out, it's pretty sweet, you know. And if you get the cranberries from North Africa, which, as everybody knows, is the best cranberries, these are more like North African.
I've never heard that.
You heard it here first.
So those guys do the cranberry commercial that stand in North Africa?
Well, that I can't speak for.
All right, so this is 96.
This is a 96. Yeah, this is a great bottle of wine. $19.99 on the shelf. $7.99 on the reorder price. I don't understand how he does it.
I don't either.
Of course,
maybe
with that get up, I can't understand anything.
Maybe I ought to check the finances. Maybe I'm not doing it.
Well, then there's that.
So here's the sister wine. Okay, this is barrel fermented Chardonnay. So this is $19.99 on the shelf. You can find it. It's got a wonderful nuance of oak and vanilla. $6.99 for more. And I was looking at the label, going, barrel fermented. You know how expensive that is to do?
Yep.
How do you do that?
I don't
So
know.
when you put it, and I was explaining to the staff yesterday, instead of barrel aging, which is different than barrel fermentation. So
Yeah, barrel fermentation's very tricky. You've got to, because whatever's going to happen bad to a wine is going to happen before the end of fermentation, which means you really have to pay attention to fermentation.
I think it's got great balance. It's got green apples.
Well,
It's got a little bit of oak.
But there was something, I remember this wine very well because it had some really exotic fruit components that you don't normally get out of Chardonnay. You know, I mean, it almost has that sort of Viognier-ish sort of tropicality. It's just absolutely engaging. Tropicality.
That's a great name for an app. Don't you think?
There you go. Yeah, but what's it do? Of course, I asked that about every app. What does it do? You know.
I know you sell it for $1. It doesn't do anything. They won't know that till later. So I'm giving this a 95 too. 95.2 or 92.5?
I was just going to say 92.5 actually, because that's what we do here. $19.99 on the shelf, $6.99 reorder price. I'm giving it a 92.3, and and that's our show for today for the Classic Series of November 2015.